At this very moment, in a system far from here, the New Republic lies to the galaxy! All remaining systems will bow to the First Order!
Hello and welcome to Ionized Basterds, a Star Wars RPG miniseries hosted by me, Michael McCoy, the host of all remaining systems. I will be GMing this game using Fantasy Flight Games Star Wars RPG system. We got a little bit of mix of just about every component of the game system: Edge of the Empire, Age of Rebellion, and Force and Destiny. Admittedly, it's been a minute since I've GM'd one of these, so I may be a little rusty, but I think it will be fun regardless. But I'm not alone today. I have several players with me. First and foremost, he was a player in a test run I did several months back. He watched the Obi-Wan Kenobi premiere right next to me at Star Wars Celebration. We held each other very close. And we got to spend a lot of time together, and now he is here playing this role-playing game with us. It is Dan Miller from Broaxium. How you doing, Dan?
Yes, I'm good, man. Second time doing this. You know, I was a baby coming into the first one. This will be my second RPG ever. I love this stuff. It's so much fun. So I can't wait to get this going.
Hell yeah. I'm so excited for you. Next up from the Nerd Academy podcast, it's it's Jared.
Hi, this is Baby's first RPG. I'm very excited. It was great because when you started kicking around doing this, I was just finishing up watching the Fantasy High season of D20, and I was like, oh my God, I'm doing it. I'm doing it now, and I don't care. I'm going to bully Michael into letting me be in this. So yeah, I'm very excited. This is my first go around with something like this at all. Like I've never played anything like this off camera either. So this is all brand new to me. So all of y'all be patient, be gentle.
Yeah.
Well, we're very understanding. Most of the time when I GM for people, it's their first time playing any sort of RPG. So rest assured, there's no such thing as a stupid question. You're in good hands. And if you do ask a stupid question, I can edit it out. And finally, we have from Octo Radio, a very good friend of mine, fellow member of Team Big Chungus.
Big Chungus. So I don't have the rights to that, but we're working on it.
I'll talk to my people.
I still stand by my joke that you guys should call yourself the Chungus Eternal, but it's okay.
The Chungus Eternal might be like our final form. That's when we become a full
That's our cult following.
Yeah.
Our fans call themselves the Chungus Eternal.
My God.
The Chungus Eternal.
I hate that I just gave
the
you that
WWE universe.
I hate that I just gave you that on the house.
So good. Yeah, good to be here. Thanks so much, Michael, for having me. The build up to this, we could probably get into at a later date, once people start to ask questions about it. But the behind the scenes process of this has been so fun so far. And
my camera's out of focus.
I don't dress like this all the time. Obviously, for anybody that knows me, if you don't, this is not an accurate first impression. Although I do actually own this.
Lies.
I'm excited to be here. It's been a long time since I've done any tabletop, or I guess in this case, digital RPG games of this variety. Video game RPGs, different beast. But it's been a long time, and I'm really excited. I think this system is a lot of fun, and I bought the starter kit for this game years ago, and no one wanted to play it, and I didn't know Michael at the time.
Prime.
And now here I am, finally with a team. So,
all righty. With that being said, let us begin. 2 years after the Battle of Jakku and the fall of the Galactic Empire, we begin our story in the Outer Rim, in Hutt-controlled space. On the borders of their territory, there is a space station known as the Gundark's Nest. Now, the Gundark's Nest is divided into two major sections, the pits and the heap. Now, the heap appeals to scrappers and scavengers. It's often referred to as Scrapper's Paradise. And here, droid parts and pieces are sold, traded, bartered, scavenged. It's essentially a massive junkyard where people have free reign to do whatever. The pits, however, appeal to a more wealthy demographic. Here, there's more fancy places to stay, as well as the main attraction, a massive fighting pit and gambling operation, rather. All sorts of fights are run, from gladiator fights to shootouts to beast fights. And overlooking this massive fighting pit, where currently there is no action ongoing, it's currently on hold for the day, our story begins in a bar known as the Kalish Curse. It's about midday. No one is there, as the bar is not currently open. The grand bartender is currently moving manually his deactivated server droids, just really struggling to get these things, scraping them across the floor. There are two individuals, however, who are currently sitting in a booth waiting. One of these men is a Nautilin, green skin and tendrils along the back of his head, wearing a decent suit with lots of rings upon his hands. Seems to be a little moist and not really sure if it's sweat or if he's just naturally like that. And next to him, Jared, would you like to describe your character? You might want to unmute yourself.
I'm off to a great start. I am Fabian Martel. I am the reigning champion in the gladiatorial melee fighting pit. I am a force sensitive. I carry a very ornate, heavily modified red lightsaber, and I am in the thick of it because the current scandal with the pits kind of centers on me getting a little too into things in my most recent championship match.
And as you sit there waiting next to this Nautilin, whom you're very familiar with, his name's Loxy. Loxy turns to you and says, "So, you nervous about upcoming proceedings with the Hutts?"
I wouldn't say nervous. I think we have a pretty solid case against my new friend.
Yes. Hawk Scuff. He's a slimy bastard, but I think that this guy is good, recommended to us by a friend. You know, they say he's good with the Hutts.
Well, good with the Hutts isn't exactly a good thing, but I think it'll be expedient for our purposes.
Good with Hutts is good for business. That's how I get started, you know.
I know. I've heard that one before.
Now, rest assured, I think that this will be resolved very peacefully. And if not, we can always find Hawk and, you know...
Yeah, I should have Griffin killed him in the first place.
If you did, then you would have made the crowd very happy that day. I mean, you already got them up in arms when you cut his hand off. That was pretty...
Yeah. Yeah, you know, it happens, you know.
Oh, it does indeed, friend.
Just,
Do you want drink? I can get Wanvo over there to get you something.
Something incredibly strong.
Wanvo, drink for friend. And the Grand very quickly goes and pours. It's sort of a almost like desaturated purple drink in a shot glass that he brings over to you.
I immediately shoot my purple drink.
Go ahead and make a resilience check real quick for me.
Let me hop over here. I'm sorry, I'm trying to flip through here.
No,
My
you're good.
resilience has 2 green diamonds next to it on my thing, whatever that means.
So that means when you pull up the dice roller, you're going to roll 2 green dice, and you're going to add 1 purple dice. The purple die is essentially difficulty, how hard something's going to be.
Okay. The end result is 2 advantages.
Okay. You drink it down real quick, and at first you're like, that was all right. And then you almost chuck it right back up, but you just barely managed to keep it down.
Can I have a little water? Wash that down? God damn.
Wanvo, the Grand, comes over and he brings you a glass of ice water to go with it.
Ugh. Don't ever put that near me again.
Well, sorry, it's what you said. Get you something strong. That was
okay. I didn't say to kill me.
Yes, that is it. That happens in the ring, Wanvo. And one was like, right, my bad. And at this point, there's a buzz at the door of the bar, bzzz, indicating that someone wants in. And Wanvo runs over and goes, opens it. Are you the technician I hired? Alden, if you would like to describe your character.
Well, standing here at the door is one Thobor Sheems Esquire. I'm a lawyer, very respectable, known throughout every corner of the galaxy, all the rims, including the innermost one. And, it's every now and then, sometimes you find yourself in a sticky situation and Thobor is your friend. Some planets I'm a lord, some planets I'm a duke. It's all very, I'm in it for the people, really, honestly, for the good of my own heart and the good of my wallet, if you know what I'm saying. I'm also an Athorian, so I could be a little bit slow. But, I got a really majestic trunk that I think everybody will respect. So hi, happy to be here. Where's my client?
Oh, Loxy, I think your lawyer's here. And he points you over to the booth where currently you see the human male Fabian and the Nautilin Loxy.
Human
yes,
and a
please.
Nautilin. I think I walked in on a similar situation not too long ago over on Nar Shaddaa. Yeah, all the tendrils, really good for the grabbing on.
You might want to see a doctor if that was on Nar Shaddaa, but pleasure to meet you.
How you doing, Loxy? Fabian Martell. I've heard about you. You're very thorough. He's very thorough.
You've seen one of the hollows of his fights. He can cut a man in two, no problem.
Well, it's more the lightsaber that does the work on that. And I've heard about you. Lots of land, lots of planetary or interplanetary hard. Also heard you're a bit of a grifter, so it's a pleasure to meet you.
Oh, I wouldn't know if I would say the word grifter. I just think an equal opportunity assistant.
I've heard good things about this man. They say he helped with you help the Empire, right? You did a little bit of work like that at one point.
I would phrase it more accurately as I helped some people that were caught up in a battle that they didn't really have anything to do with it. I mean, these are low-level guys with families, and is there a camera here? I love Mon Mothma and Leia Organa and all those folks. Big fan. But, why should some small base captain have to go to jail just because some Death Stars went boom, boom? It means nothing. Come on. Good guys.
Well,
good guys.
I think this guy can help us then, Fabian. I'll go over some of the basic details as it's, and at this point there's another buzz. Bzzz, and Wanvo's like, this time it's the technician. And he goes over and opens the door. Dan, if you would like to describe your character.
Eddie, o namen Zuzo York, and me am Splicer. Am the most smart Gungan. I am only cyborg Gungan. Hello.
Oh, yeah, we got the server droids here. We need some repairs done on them. They've been spilling drinks like nobody's business lately. I don't know what's been the deal with that, but
Misa can fix that.
well, good. Go ahead and get started.
What you think the problem is?
And he goes over and he starts looking at the droids. Well, you see, they get the drinks right on the platter, and then at some point they topple over. I don't know if it's with the wheel, if it's with the arms.
You're putting too many drinks, sir.
Hey, I know how to put drinks on a droid. All right.
Droid, perfectly fine. It's good.
As you say that, the droid topples over to the ground.
It's one too many drinks. It's too heavy for the droid.
I don't give my droids drinks to drink. Just take a look at the damn droid.
Okay. It's Misa day off.
Why don't you, Zuso, go ahead and make a mechanics check for me.
Okay. Mechanics check. 4Y.
And you're going to add 2 purple die to it.
Woo! 4 successes, 1 threat.
All right, so as you start poking around the insides of one of these droids, you start poking around a wire and one of a little spark sort of shoots out at your hand for a second, and you get back to work. You see that these droids have very clearly been sabotaged in some way. Not in any way that would cause, like, harm, but clearly just some of the functions and stabilities of them were probably sabotaged by a disgruntled employee.
Hmm.
And,
Someone sabotaged the droid, sir.
what do you mean someone sabotaged the droids? Why'd you sabotage my droids?
I said didn't do it. There was all kinds of wires mixed up, sir.
Well, can you unfix ups in them?
Well, I guess.
Okay, then proceed.
You also got any money?
Look, I'll pay you when the job's done. 200 credits, like we agreed.
Fine. Take a look.
As he proceeds to look over at the droids, Loxy turns over to you, Dalbor. So as you know, we have a bit of problem where we cannot do the fights right now. You know, there's this former fighter of ours, Hawk Scuff. He fight Fabian. Fabian do very good. Hawk say, no, please, I lose. Fabian cuts his hand off. Allegedly. Allegedly. We say, Hawk say, no, stop after Fabian cut his hand off. And now he's also going around saying we rig our fights, at least some fight. And now, until the Hutts can hear this case, we cannot do the fights. I cannot make my money.
Well, let me make something very crystal clear. Make sure the old translator on the hump is working there for you. I want you to really understand. We want to settle this here in the booth. We really don't want this to have to go all the way up to my friends, the Hutts, because I don't know if you've heard, kind of prickly, kind of unreasonable. Is that clear?
I know what the Hutts are like, but I know that you have good relationship with them. So that if we do go that far, then that way it can be resolved. I want this to be clear that the Hutts do not think we are not working against their interest, because of course we would never do that. But you know, if Hawk Scuff begins making more shit, I'm not saying that is below board,
Yeah, but all of this business is you don't want any of that. So how about that? Let me ask you, who theoretically speaking, who has the hollow footage of what went down?
Well, that is a bit of the shit, isn't it? Because we have a little footage from bad angle. You cannot see Hawk face and whether or not he was saying he concede. And the sound, unfortunately, very out of sync. It is hard to resync it. And thus impossible to tell at what point it happened.
Because I think I'm sitting next to Loxy. I kind of like under the table, kind of try to tap at him, and I kind of like lean over and like, you two.
One moment, Thalbor, and he sort of turns to confer with Faven.
You do know my helmet scanner picked up the whole thing, right?
Yes.
Okay. You were never clear with me as to whether or not we were supposed to erase the footage from my helmet, and
no one know your
kind
helmet do that. He's
okay.
fine. He's fine.
Okay. I just wanted to touch base because we kind of have a first-person perspective with a high-quality microphone of me brutally attacking this man.
Pardon. I didn't really catch all that, but
you weren't supposed to. But yeah, continue.
If I might, something helmet. What if, theoretically speaking, me and one of my trusted and premium and excellent assistants, Kimmy. This is Kimmy, a little Lola-esque droid, pops out of my suit pocket there. And this is Kimmy.
This immediately catches your eye, Zuso, as this nice, fancy droid just emerges from this.
Little hand-sized droid pops out. Kimmy here, if there was footage, Kimmy has a knack for finding the angles that are advantageous for all parties. It'll just take a little bit to take a look at. If such a footage even existed. I'm just saying. Can I get a drink? Are there drinks in this bar?
Wanvo, get my lawyer a drink. And Wanvo goes over from looking over at the Gungan to, what can I get for you, sir?
Whatever is the most expensive, and this will be comped.
Make a charm check.
Charm
with a difficulty, 3 difficulty dice.
Charm.
3 purple. Okay, yeah. Let's see here. Let's make sure that this is all in. So this is going to be a okay. So it'll be 2 greens, but that third one becomes a yellow as a charm. Let's roll the dice. Roll the dice. I ended up with 2 successes and a threat.
And he looks over at Loxy. I can't keep doing this forever, especially if you're not giving me my cut of the fight's revenue. Goes over to the bar and reluctantly pops open a bottle of Terizian ale and pours some of it into a wine glass and hands it over to Thalbor. And then takes a big swig from the bottle himself.
That was well earned. That was a well-earned drink. Worked very hard. Great guy.
I open up my whatever pouch or pocket I have my credits in, and I use the force to slide 50 credits across the bar to him, but kind of sneakily and in a way where it kind of loops around the bar so he can turn around and pick it up without Loxy seeing me kind of throw him a 50.
Okay. I'm gonna roll a perception check for Loxy real quick. Okay. Loxy doesn't seem to turn his head from Thalbor at all. Doesn't seem to have noticed anything.
Excellent.
And the
tip your bartenders.
Wanvo discreetly pockets the credits and returns over to Zuso. Zuso, you're making some decently quick work of these droids. You're about halfway through the 8 droids.
Nah, Misa done. The wires need more good, sir. I did. I used my hat.
Your what?
My hat, sir. I made it.
And just this red blinking eye just sort of opens at this hat on his head that apparently is mechanical and has some form of sentience and appears to be some sort of droid, actually.
Ugh. That looks expensive.
D69, sir. This is my buddy. D69.
Okay. And you fixed all the droids, right?
Yes, sir.
Starts looking at it. He's like, what about these 4 over here that you didn't even open?
Those 2? I thought it was just this droid.
We gotta check all the droids.
Once me get paid, sir.
When the job is done.
I don't get paid for this droid? No?
You get paid for all the droids.
Fine.
So you start getting back to work on the droids. At this point, something a little out of the ordinary happens. From your seat in this bar, it sort of overlooks the massive arena, and there's more seats that can be raised along the outskirts of the arena if it's a more personal, gladiatorial, close quarters fight. But currently it's set up for a beast fight, so it's a bit larger with less seats. So it's pretty massive. There's also a good view into space from where you're at, as it's just protected by a giant shield, almost like a dome. And out in space, something massive pops out of hyperspace as this massive triangular ship sort of comes into view. It's an Imperial Star Destroyer, but parts of it look like it have been stripped away and replaced with makeshift parts. And it is rapidly approaching the station with several smaller ships coming out from it. You hear something of a voice come over the station's what's the word? Intercom. This is Station Master Raze Maida. Rest assured, everyone, please remain calm, but please remain within the confines of wherever you are at the moment. Rest assured, this situation will be resolved peacefully momentarily. There is no need to worry, and please go about your business as per usual.
I would just like to point out for everybody noticing that big bad boy in the sky that I get paid by the hour no matter what happens up there, unlike Mr. Unabungo over there with his droids.
I worked on that ship, sir. I put the big wang zappers on that thing.
Bullshit.
I'm just taken aback by the fact that you called him Unabungo to his face.
What? I'm a big fan of the culture. You ever hold one of those boomas?
Oh, good God. Wow.
Very sparkly.
Boomers.
You know, I'm starting to think I prefer it when I'm almost getting killed every day.
Well, your whole getting killed thing, it landed you here, and now I have to clean up your mess.
Oh.
Okay.
You want to be a part of the mess?
Yeah, you don't talk to my fighter like that.
If you know how to rent a fighting ring, this would not be a problem. I have no problems over in the father business. I have no problems.
As you say that, throws the table to the side and like stands up over you.
And I kind of shift in my seat so that like my lightsaber is like draped on the inside of my thigh. So you like it is just like Loxy losing his shit and just, oh, hi, laser sword right here. And the fact that I also have a blaster on the other hip.
That table looked very heavy, very impressive.
You want to say something about how I run my fights?
You broke one of the droids. Now I got to do most of work on
Hey,
them.
Oda Gunga, shut the hell up.
Oh, so now everybody can say it. Now everybody can say things. Okay. I'm just making sure we can all say things. Look, I didn't mean to insult your business. All I meant to say was that things are about to get very complicated because I, friend of the Hutt cartel, that's gonna be a big problem if I have to go and tell them what's going on. Now, you and I can have a thing. We can have some sort of arrangement, but I'm gonna need whatever you were whispering about on the table or on the loud lack of table before whatever's happening up there ends up down here.
To be a smartass, I again reach out with the Force and just put the table back where it was, just straight back.
And this would be
like
this
a
would
very
be Star
funny
Wars,
clunk.
this is Star Wars probably first encounter with a Force user up close because he wasn't in the trenches, So it's like Star Wars at that point is, oh, I don't think my translator has words for what I'm feeling right now. That is a lot. That's a lot. Nobody told me we were dealing with freaking knockoff Luke Skywalker over here. I thought these guys were myths. What's going on? But you didn't tell me. What is this? Is this a Jedi thing? It's not supposed to be a Jedi thing.
I'm not a Jedi.
That's
not
extra.
a Jedi. Don't.
Okay.
We're not going to throw the J word around.
What's
right now.
that hilt on your hip, sir?
It's a fancy boomer.
I seen what it did.
I get up. I walk over with the lightsaber, just walking straight out, almost like the lightsaber is guiding me towards Zuzo, and I hand it to him in such a way where the emitter is not pointing directly at his face in like that silly meme of Luke igniting it through his head, but is a good couple inches away, and not even maliciously in a threatening way, but just to troll Zuzo. Goes, have you ever seen one of these? And then just again, just woo, just completely lights us both up crimson.
Okay.
Well,
Kimmy, start recording. If that guy ends up seafood, we were never here. I want you to, just make it.
So Jared does that, but doesn't realize that Zuzo is a little bit smarter than most people think, and immediately uses his multi-tool arm to disengage the lightsaber.
So
in a
Zuzo
very
quickly,
calm manner.
As you do that, just his hand sort of raises, this mechanical hand that you didn't notice was mechanical at first. Suddenly a little tool starts to disassemble a piece of your lightsaber, and you quickly kind of pull it back as what the fuck?
Do you have any idea how long it took me to modify this thing?
Isaac can make it better.
It was a lot of effort to get it to look like this. Don't fuss with it.
Isaac could make it stronger.
All right, well, we'll get to that at some point because someone's clearly going to have to pay you anyway.
At this point, the Star Destroyer is now looming over the station. And you notice the fighters that are coming from it are not just TIE fighters. There's also a couple of vulture droids flying along with this.
I do want to note real quick, as the closer the Star Destroyer is getting, Fabin's very clear mood swing is absolutely getting worse as the Star Destroyer gets closer.
Yeah. And as you do, the intercom comes over again. Ladies, gentlemen, I would like everyone to please remain calm and rest assured that there is no present danger. This is just a standard negotiation tactic. They're just trying to demonstrate this as a show of force. And rest assured that the Empire has, and as that happens, a barrage of turbo laser fire comes from this Star Destroyer, hitting the administration spire protruding from the space station as it goes up in an eruption of flames and explosions, and the intercom cuts out.
Jesus! Or whatever the space version of Jesus is. Holy Kashyyyk!
I reach into the long, very slick, kind of almost pirate jacket looking thing I have going on, and like it's obviously not as high tech, but just to visualize it in the same way, kind of like an Iron Man 2 with like the suitcase suit, the way that like kind of like chukong around Tony, like very much that with like the helmet where it's kind of like the under carriage part. I put it on and like boom down, and I take my lightsaber back off my belt and kind of look at Loxy like, all right, is it go time? Like, do I have to go kill somebody?
And Loxy's just looking a little shocked that this has just happened. He's clearly wasn't prepared for this today. Meanwhile, the Grand Wanvo immediately books it for the door and hits the control panel to open it. The door slides open, and he is met face to face with a B1 battle droid holding a blaster to his head as he takes the shot. I need everyone to make a cool check.
I have sworn, like, for every beat of that little thing you just said, like there has been a Sith spit dank ferret carabast, like for every bit of it. Because like there's very clearly a moment of like, oh well, looks like I'm gonna go killing again. Kind of realization. All right, so what all do we have to roll?
Cool.
You have to roll a cool check with no difficulty. This is just to determine initiative.
So is that one of the stats that are already on our character sheet?
Yep.
When I do this, I just clear the dice, right? When I do a new roll.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you want to do you said a cool check? What's that?
Yep.
Yeah. Cool is a skill based on your presence.
Okay, let me see what I got. Oh, shit, 3Y.
Yeah, I was going to say I have 3 green diamonds.
I have 3 green, and I got a success.
So just roll 3 of the greens then?
Yep.
Yeah.
I have 3 yellows, so...
I got 4 advantages.
Shit, I got 1 success and 1 advantage.
Okay. So first up is the B1 battle droid that has just approached with 2 of its friends behind it. And it immediately takes notice of Fabian holding a lightsaber and is going to attempt to take a shot at it.
Did the Grand die? Just for the record.
Oh, the Grand is
he's
very
dead.
much deceased.
It's not just a wound. Yeah, it's ain't no chance.
We saw his head clear his shoulders.
He ain't Darth Maul on his way out
right
of
through the middle eye stalk.
Nice.
The most vital eye stalk.
No, he's more like Count Dooku'd.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so this first B1 battle droid got 1 success and 1 threat. So his blaster fires a couple shots at Fabian, and Fabian deflects the first couple, but one of them does manage to hit the armor. So you're going to take 6 points of damage, and you subtract your soak from that and add it to your wounds.
Okay. So subtract my soak from that, which is 3 now. So I sustained 2 wounds.
You sustain 3 because 6 minus 3.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I understand what you're saying. Okay, so 3. That means I have 9 wounds.
Well, actually, you track your wounds going up. So you go from 0 up to your threshold.
Oh, okay. So I've only sustained 3.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is more like Smash Bros. Like we're counting how much you've lost, not what you currently.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool.
That's actually a really good way of looking at it. So that's it for the B1. And the one who rolled the best on initiative was Zuso.
Turn him up.
Let me think here. Zuso snuck behind Droid and turned him off.
All right. Make a mechanics check for me. I'm
For
going to say
why?
This is a difficulty of 2 purple, 1 red, and 1 black die.
Holy shit. Okay. Here we go. 1 despair.
So as you run up to try and deactivate this droid, you actually get behind it, and suddenly whack, something hits you in the side of the head, and you roll to the side before you can deactivate this droid. And you look up, and there's a B2 super battle droid.
No.
That is missing an arm, actually, but still has the blaster cannon arm. And so you still have your maneuver if you would like to move away from these two and do that.
Yeah, Zuzo just limps away behind like some, cargo boxes or something.
Yeah, there's a couple booths and tables you can sort of
hashtag Star Wars crates. You know?
Star Wars crates. You know what I mean? Like
there's a crate of booze there that you can.
Yeah.
100%.
So Zuzo scrawls away.
What proof is that? Because that might get dicey if there's a stray blaster bolt. We can just light this whole place.
And Zuzo's got a concussion. It's definitely, he is concussed at the moment and trying to crawl away to get behind some sort of table or Star Wars crate or whatever.
And just as a note, Loxy just dove behind the bar. Next up is actually Thalbor.
Okay, first of all, Thalbor Sheems, Esquire, would like to note that somebody dying during one of my consultations, that's extra. So whoever is responsible for the grand, you will be billed. Secondly, I would like, hi, Mr. B1, vintage, gorgeous. Mr. B2, stunning. Look at the one-arm look. Let's talk it out for a second. Why don't we negotiate? And you tell me who your boss is, and I'll tell you who my boss is. Oh, wait, it's me. It's so easy. It's so convenient. What do you want?
I just want to say that even though Fabian's face is covered by his tactical helmet, he is turned around watching this conversation take place and looking at Thalbor again, even though you can't see his face, is clearly seething just listening to him like try to like
and the best part
battle droid.
The best part though is that it's also because he's an Athorian, you're hearing through the translator this voice off the hump, but you're still hearing the all coming from underneath. So if you got, maybe you want to, you just tell me what you want. I'll tell you what we have. You tell me what's going on, because we were working.
Okay. Is that all you would like to do for your turn?
I would also like to ensure that I am hiding behind something.
So as you say that, and these droids are just...
I'm backing up. I'm backing up, and I'm slowly getting behind the bar as I'm saying that. So we're working, and if you want to... Yeah, and if you... I'm just saying, it's all good. I'll be back here. You just let me know. Again, lovely aesthetics.
Alrighty. Next up is Fabian.
Okay. How, in terms of distance, what are we looking at here? So I
probably
can gauge...
about 3-4 meters away from the B1 and another meter away from the B2.
Okay. So these cats are in lightsaber range.
Yeah, you can quickly get in lightsaber range with minimal.
Okay. Damage. I am going straight for the B2.
Okay. Go ahead and make a lightsaber check then. 3
successes and 2 advantages.
There we go.
Okay. And what how much damage does your lightsaber do? Remind me.
My
should be at the bottom of your first page.
Yeah, I was just looking at it. My lightsaber dishes out 7 damage.
Okay, so plus 3 success, that's 10 damage total. Would you like to use your 2 advantages to score a critical hit on the B2?
Once I burn those, I would have to roll them again, I assume.
Yeah, you could use them to grant you some sort of other narrative advantage, or you can use them to basically cause a permanent injury to this thing.
You know what? As somebody who is probably going to be the only person throwing fisticuffs right now, I'm going to use that to score a critical blow on the B2.
Awesome. So I'm going to roll these percentile die. It's a 22. Allow me to consult my chart.
Thalbor from behind the bar. You're very impressive.
Shut the hell up.
This is going to be a great party.
And I'm just needing some Bacta because my head is killing me.
Yeah, my
And
man got
because I was still, whenever they came through, like fixing what I'm still trying to get the names memorized. I was still fixing like what Zuzo did when they came in. So like when that door opens, they come in, they blow that grand straight to hell, and in that moment, Zuzo gets cold cocked. Thabor runs, and in that moment, it is just like, again, very like do kind of like action moment, but like it's a crazy person who just kind of like, oh, okay, and just like ignites it, and then just like leaps forward to do. How much damage am I able to do?
10 damage to it.
10
And
damage.
so you
Okay.
cut through most of this battle droid's internal circuitry, and it almost topples backward, but manages to sort of catch itself and come forward as sparks are flying out of it. It is looking severely damaged, but still just barely standing, and is currently knocked off balance, which is going to hurt its next check. Speaking of which, it's now its turn, where it's going to try its best to just straight up punch you.
Good luck, Jared.
Thank you. Do I do a check in like retaliation of that, or
You do not.
okay?
That is one success and one threat. So it decks you for 4 damage minus your soak. So I think in total that'll just be 1 more wound you take.
Okay, so I'm at 4 of 12.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it just sort of smacks you upside the head because you're too close for it to really point the blaster in your face without just you very easily moving your saber to disarm it.
Yeah.
So it had to use a bit of a dirty trick to wound you. That's really all it can do. Now it's the B1's turn, who is going to try and start firing at Zuso for trying to deactivate it as it's sort of moving to circle around the cover that you've gotten yourself behind, which is still going to inhibit its capacity to shoot you. You hear the B1 say, your lives have been rendered forfeit under orders from salvage.
Okay. Crap.
That is a failure and an advantage. So as it starts firing, it hits the cover, and right at the moment its blaster overheats, the crate basically shatters and falls apart. So your cover is lost, but you remain protected. And so that is it for the B1. Zuso, it's your go.
Okay, so the B1 is like messed up, right?
The B1 has not been touched. The B2 is messed up.
Okay, so which one was after me? The B1, right?
Yeah, the B1's the one going after you.
Okay, so Zuzo and D6 have like, some rope, and Zuzo, has D6 fly and wrap around the ankles of the B1 droid, and then Zuzo tries to pull his feet out from underneath of him.
Okay. All right. How the hell do I roll for that? I love it.
Yeah, that was a good move.
This is the best part about being a GM, is when a player does this thing you would never expect them to do. And so you have to bullshit and be like, all right, let's figure out how to roll for this. Okay, I'm going to make, I guess, some sort of check for the battle droid. I guess
something to represent its balance, right? I guess. Like
I guess it would probably be coordination to see if it can.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
What does coordination use? That's agility.
Or athletics, or...
Okay. No, that is one failure. This B1, you send your droid, which it's not currently trying to shoot. You were actually doing this as the droid was shooting at your crate. Your your hat droid sort of encircles it, and as it flies back to you with its end of the rope, your cover shatters the moment you yank the rope, and so before it can fire on you, it clank falls face first, and actually does sustain a little bit of damage from that. But it is still functioning. So now we are back up to Thalbor. If there's anything you would like to do on your turn.
Yeah, so I believe something was said about orders from salvage, correct?
That is what the B1 seemed to utter.
That is what the B1 uttered. So Thalbor, with his long Athorian headstock, you see Thalbor's eyes come up from behind the bar like a submarine stock there. And then Thalbor, with his mighty Athorian throat, he bellows and says, "We're friends of salvage," which is a blatant lie. We are friends of salvage. We know salvage. Salvage loves us. Big fans of salvage.
Make a deception check.
Happily.
And you will add 2 purple, 1 red, and 1 black die.
Okay, let's make sure this is
the setback die, which is the black die, is there basically to represent the droid's potential lack of capacity for understanding this.
Yeah, like a programming,
limited programming. Yeah.
Okay. Here goes nothing. Oh no. Oh Jesus! It's a threat and a despair.
So as you yell out,
"You're a
"We're
bad
friends
liar."
of salvage," another B1 walks through the door and immediately takes a shot.
As I'm staggering backwards from getting cold cocked by the B2, as I kind of stumble through the follow through, I look over at you and go, "How's that one working for you there, bud?" Just immediate taunting at the fact that you're making it worse.
Look, I am a proponent of friendship. That's all I was trying to do.
I gesture with my lightsaber near you just to kind of.
You so like salvage too?
So
Lisa loves salvage.
We love salvage.
Luckily,
you're ending up in salvage.
Thalbor, this B1 only rolled a failure and an advantage. So as it aims its blaster at you and fires, you manage to duck behind the your bit of cover just in time.
Just the eyes just head down.
Yeah, but you do take 1 point of strain from the fear of God being put in you.
Okay, so one strain then.
Yeah. And so with that, Fabian, it is your turn.
Okay. This is where I'm going to start to try to be a dick with how I can use the Force. You said this B2 is already barely standing up straight at this point. For me, almost cleaving it in half.
That is an accurate assessment, yes.
Okay. I would like to try to use Force Move on it.
Okay.
To grab it and throw it on top of the B2 that got knocked over by Zuzo. And assuming my logic here works at the game mechanics, at the very least, my goal here is to quite literally kill 2 birds with 1 stone and see if I can get the weight of the B2 landing on the B1 to take out the B1 while the jostling of the already kind of falling apart B2 to get that to fall apart into each other.
Yeah, okay. Go ahead and make a force check for me. So go ahead and roll 2 force die, because I believe your character has a force rating of 2, if I recall.
Okay. So 2 force die, anything else?
That's it.
All right. The result ended in 3 light side.
So if you would like to spend 2 of your group's light side points, you can basically make this roll into a success.
That's all of our stuff?
You will have 2 light side points remaining, and as soon as if I choose to spend a dark side point at any point, it converts to a light side point back for you guys. So there's a push and pull to this.
All right. Well, I would like to ask you guys if I'm allowed to do the pull.
Alden?
I'm inclined to agree with the very powerful man with the red lightsaber.
Yes,
Right.
I'll yay
Okay.
on that one.
All right. So I take hold of the B2 with the force and kind of like, again, y'all can't see the face, but like there's some crazy eyes going on right now. And grab it and just shit whip it into the B1 that's on the ground. That's probably skittering to try to get up after getting toppled by our Gungan cyborg friend.
Yeah. So it's a bit of a struggle to connect with the force in this moment. Just old instincts are threatening to, like really old instincts are threatening to override the anger that you're trying to manifest. But you manage to pull through with the right combination of just sheer will and determination to get this droid on the ground, and you slam it down into the B1, and the B2 stops moving. The B1 keeps moving, but it cannot physically push the weight of the B2 above it, nor can it unwedge the blaster from being stuck under itself. So you've effectively defeated the B2 and removed the first B1 from the battle by making it completely stuck.
For fun,
Love
can I
that.
just whip out my blaster and just blow its fucking head off?
I would let you do that normally, but at the moment, there's still one B1 left that's in the doorway.
Okay. I wasn't sure if I could just real quick just and then keep going, but
Yeah.
okay.
My man going for movie moments over here.
Oh, always.
It works well
Always.
with this system too, because
It
narrative
does.
dice and whatnot.
Yeah.
Fabian is equal parts like a grumpy jackass, but being a force user knows how cool he looks all the time because of what he does.
He's a little John Wicky in my mind.
Yeah. There's absolutely some, there's some of that flavor there. Like he's a prize fighter here in the pits. Like he has to have that like ability to like put on a good show.
It's
but
Wolverine
also
at the beginning of X-Men 1.
Yeah.
Like when Rogue finds him in the cage. And
Yeah, like he puts
like
on a
the
good show, but he
It's
also
a bit of a nicer
actually
cage here.
can fight.
Yeah.
Like he actually can fight, but he knows how to put on a good show.
Okay. With that, Fabian's turn is over. Zuso, it is now your turn.
All right, so there's one B1, right?
Yep.
Okay, so Zuzo, what he does is he basically has a D6 just buzzing around the B1, and you know how B1s are. They're just like, hey, and he's swinging at it, and he's trying to get it all. He's like, come on, and then Zuzo grabs a power coupling and pulls it off the wall, and stabs it into the droid's stomach.
Okay. So
And he's like electrocuted.
as you send, remind me one more time what your droid's name is. I need to write it down.
D6.
D6. So you send D6 to buzz around the droid, and normally, you've seen B1s before. Normally, their heads only go so far, so it would have to physically turn its body to go. This B1's head spins all the way around. It can do complete rotations. This is clearly some sort of modified B1. And as it's rotating around, that's when you run up and try and stab him with the power coupling. So go ahead and make a melee check with a difficulty of 2.
It's like getting stabbed in a bar with a fucking
My
screwdriver.
melee is 2G.
And so you'll add 2 purple to it.
Oh shit.
Thank God it's a droid. It'd probably get like space hepatitis.
That's
2
very
successes and 1 threat.
Okay. So you'll take 1 point of strain as you go to do this, because you are trying to sprint up to this thing to make sure it doesn't turn its head in time to shoot you. And so you actually do a little bit of damage to it as
What
that happens.
Strain. Do I put the soak in there?
No.
Okay,
Soak
so
does
it's
not
just-
affect strain, because strain is like stamina and psychological fortitude.
So what? How much strain? 1.
Just 1.
Okay.
And so you jam the power coupling into this droid's stomach, and a few sparks start to fly out of it. But as it refocuses on you, you manage to withdraw the blade. And you still have your maneuver if you would like to remove yourself from this droid's immediate presence.
Yeah. The second he pulls it off, he jumps between the droid's legs and rolls off to the side of the room where there was another table flipped over.
Awesome, love it. Actually, it was the table that no, because Fabian brought it back up. So this would just be another table that has gotten thrown to the side. Probably.
There's a lot of fighting going on.
Yeah, it probably Thalbor moved it to the side initially to duck behind cover.
Yeah, probably. Or while Thalbor was doing his backup, he probably dragged it while he was talking.
Exactly. That's exactly what happened. So, okay. Now it's the B1's turn, who is going to refocus the attention on Fabian, who just defeated its two counterparts and is going to try and take a shot. Haha, that is a big no. That is one failure and 2 advantage. So it fires a few wild shots, which you quickly sort of deflect. And it starts backing up toward the door, but has not yet actually fled. So now we are back to Thalbor.
Okay, Kimmy, here's what I want you to do. I'm holding little Kimmy. Thalbor's holding Kimmy, and he says, I want you to fly up, and I want you to take footage of all this because I'm thinking class action for everybody that has been a patron at this bar. This is way too dangerous. People are in danger, so go take some pictures. Go.
And as Kimmy goes up, Loxy just turns to you. He's like, you are still just thinking of lawsuit?
I am thinking of keeping everybody prospering, okay? Everybody needs money.
Got to be kidding me. And
every single person here would be a lot happier with a lot more credits. I'm a man of the people. That is what I am.
Pulls out a blaster pistol and just forces it into your hand.
This isn't gonna work for me.
Takes it back, and he's going to pop up behind the bar and try and take a shot at this droid.
Where's he gonna
go? He takes a few shots as the droid is starting to back up and quickens the pace at which it's backing up. Is there anything else for your turn, Thalbor, as Kimmy is now taking footage of this B1 and makes sure to zoom in on the dead Gran?
Oh, yeah. Kimmy is pre-programmed to take note of the deceased, with all due respect. Any damage... anybody fleeing the scene, any moving vehicles, Kimmy knows what to do. As for the rest of my turn, I'm going to use my comlink here to try to contact the pilot that brought me into the station. And I would like to know what the situation is outside of here.
Okay. You start speaking into your comlink, and it is just static on that line.
Are you sure? That's not good. That's not good for me, and frankly, I don't think it's good for any of them. So
while I hear him still prattling on the blaster bolts that I deflect, I do an aim deflection at a bottle of booze that's over his head, kind of like splash him with the whiskey that comes out of the bottle.
Just a bottle just drops like right next to you, almost hitting you in the head.
Do you know how expensive that is? We could have enjoyed that. We could have enjoyed it when it was over.
That's super whole abuse.
Faven, it is now your turn.
Wait, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. I bumped a cord. All right, so there's one battle droid left.
Correct.
Cool. I lunge at it to not only run it through, but pin it up against the wall with my lightsaber blade penetrating it through the wall.
Awesome. Go ahead and make a lightsaber check.
Okay.
So it'll be 1 green, 2 yellow, and 2
purple.
Yes, I remember what colors are. And add a blue boost die to it as well.
Oh, okay. Here.
Sorry, I should have decided on that.
No, it's okay. Because as it currently reads, it says 1 advantage, 1 triumph, 3 light side.
Hell yeah.
So what we have now is 3 success, 3 light side.
Okay, you can take the force die off of the check because I think you're rolling, but it doesn't affect anything. But
Okay, what was the force die I had in there? Then?
You're throwing the 3 white dice in there still from the force.
Oh,
check,
I had it. Oh, sorry. Let me do that.
which again, it doesn't impact the check at all, so it's fine.
Okay.
It's just
okay. So 1 success, 3 advantage is what I have.
yeah. So you run forward, drive your saber through this B1. You actually, it's like raising its blaster. You slice through part of the blaster and each of its hands as you impale the battle droid in its midsection where Zuso had initially gotten it. And you drive the hilt into the metal and slam it against the door, and your saber starts cutting through a bit of the door as you follow the droid on its downward motion before you finally pull the blade back, and the B1 is now deactivated.
Oh, that's a pleasant way of putting it.
And now once more there is silence in this bar, though there are the sounds of multiple explosions as the various fighters seem to be attacking the pits section of the Gundark's nest.
Well, allow me to be the first one to say, great job, everyone. We really came together and
You didn't
handled
do shit.
Look, I was the brains of the operation, and I'm very proud of each and every one of you. And for that, reduced fee. I will say that. I will 5% off just because I like all of you so very much. Now, I have a question for the rest of the class. What the hell just happened?
Well,
What's
you see,
happening
you ran
is
away
my
like a
job
coward.
is done.
You saw for yourself.
Yeah,
Droids came in.
But did nobody hear that we were deemed a problem? I cannot afford to be deemed a problem. Not with my friends.
Oh, yeah, I think you've been a problem this entire time, Tabor.
Look, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you causing problems and not knowing where to aim that beautiful glow stick. Okay? So,
Glow stick.
Well, I'm just saying, it does glow and it is
Called a
thick shit.
lightsaber.
I meant no
disrespect.
disrespect.
And again, I clearly have to keep reiterating how much time and handiwork and craftsmanship went into modifying this thing. You all have no idea what this thing used to look like until I had it. And I'm wild, and it's still on. And I'm just wildly gesturing with this activated lightsaber that is admittedly really ornate with a lot of, it's black with a lot of chrome accents and a little bit of gold in there. And what looks like what used to be a more kind of ugly handguard has kind of been warped to be more of a basket hilt rapier almost. It's very it's a pretty lightsaber that definitely looks like it used to be something a lot uglier, but just again wildly gesturing because he's kind of having a hissy fit.
Easy, sir. Fabian, Mr. Martel, relax for just one moment while I point out the obvious. We are here with Mr. Flippity Floppity loves to swim, and he's good with the droids.
By the force.
Misa do love swimming.
He loves to swim, and he also loves
Loxy,
droids.
Opens up some sort of trap door from behind the bar, and he pulls a pair of boots from it and starts putting them on.
Okay.
What you up to, boss?
Yeah. I got to know about this wardrobe change here. I'm also curious to know, Zuzi? Suzo. Hey, very nice to meet you, Suzo. You seem like a stand-up guy. I'm wondering, is there anything you could do with all these dead droids to find out information? I mean, I know how my brain works, and I remember everything. So what about their brains?
Okay, Misa see what D6 can do. We get into memory.
Okay. I'm gonna roll for D6 real quick. Okay, that is 2 success and a threat. So it takes a minute, but after a moment of processing the B1's memory unit, the one that's currently still actually active and intact under the B2, the droid rests back upon your head, Zuso, and mutters a few beeps and boops in binary, which you can understand, while everyone else is left a little bit in the dark. And says that these droids are pirates and have been ordered to kill everyone except for... Actually, no. They've been ordered to kill everyone in the pits.
Interesting. So, thanks to Buddy's droid hat, we know that there was a hit put on everybody. Now, I'm not saying that I've had hits put on me before. People have been mad, but everybody loves Stalbor. That's never happened, I assure you.
I assure you, not everybody loves Stalbor.
Hey, everybody comes around. It's a bit of an acquired taste. Now, what kind of identifications can we find inside of this information? Perhaps I can take a look. Maybe there's a gang symbol. Maybe there's a familiar broadcasting signal. Maybe there's some sort of code, anything like that. I could run it back by the office. We could find out.
I say. And Loxy pulls out his blaster pistol and just shoots out one of the windows in the bar, which leads to probably about a 80 to 100 foot drop down into the pit below, with pretty much nothing else nearby to latch onto. And he says, Fabian, you want to get out of here? There is a nearby hangar, hangar 63. I think there is a ship in there. Good luck to you. Pleasure doing business with you all these years. And he clicks his heels together, and some rusty thrusters begin to activate in his boots, and he just dips.
Where the hell are you going, tentacle head? I let off a couple stray shots behind him, just out of sheer frustration, not even aiming to kill, just letting him know, I'm shooting at you.
I'm not going to die down there with you. You may not die, but I'm not taking that chance, friend.
Let the record show that I did point out that he did not know how to run a business.
I just point the blaster towards him. I just turn not at him, but I just kind of turn with my hand, and it's almost kind of shaking in my hand.
Am I wrong?
I holster my blaster and deactivate my lightsaber.
Fabian, right now, I, Bob Warsheems, Esquire, am more of a friend to you than that guy ever was. Because the difference between me and him is that I'm still here. Now, if I had rocket boots, can I promise that I would not have disappeared myself? Remains to be seen.
Misa can make you rocket boots.
Let's table that. I like where your head's at. But
all of you die unless you have me with you. So we're not going anywhere unless you're with me.
I like that. I like that strategy. I love a good protector and a good helper. You, my friend, could have a future in personal security. Now, who is trying to kill us? And how do we not get killed? Those are my two concerns. And also payment. I would note that I also get paid more for everybody that leaves in the middle of a consultation. So that is
I reach over to the very dead Gran and use the force to pull my 50 credits I gave him and just throw it at Thalbor.
I accept that. Could have handed it.
I already spent the money, so here.
I will
gladly accept thinks the pirates are after me because I never finished the job on the turbo zappers. But I took the money.
So you fleeced whatever group of pirates is invading the nest. And because you want to do a little get-rich-quick scheme, we're getting bombarded with turbo laser flyer, which, hey, clearly you did good enough a job for them to try to kill us.
Well, Misa don't know if that's what's happened.
You sounded pretty confident when you said it earlier.
I just think that might be it. Why they want to kill me?
Look, can I interrupt this beautiful blossoming of a friendship?
Oh, not like you needed permission.
Thank you. Tall, dark, and handsome. How difficult do you think it would be to get us to the office of whoever's in charge on this station?
I could probably.
As you look up at the spire that was blown up at the initial start of the bombardment.
Oh, no.
So, yeah. Not quite sure where to go from here, except for not here.
Okay. You gave me 50 credits. Now, Zuzo, do me a favor. Put a credit in my hand.
What's the one?
Just the first piece of currency that comes out of your beautiful pocket. Okay. Thank you. I am now your lawyer. That's how that works. You now have attorney-client privilege. And I would like to embrace my end of the attorney-client privilege to live and get back to my office on Dayu, where I have a nice, comfortable couch and a lot of friends waiting for me. Okay? So, I believe it was said that my office is at Dayu's a very nice place. Why would you ever insult Dayu? Now, I believe it was Hangar 63 that your now no longer present buddy said housed the shuttle for us to get out of Dodge. How far away is that from here?
How far away is that game?
You know, it's maybe about a 10-minute walk, but with everything going on the station, who knows how much that gets muddled, shall we say.
It's about a 10-minute walk, but I'm pretty sure we're going to add on to that travel time with some blaster fire mixed in. So mount up, grab some of the blasters that are left here from these battle droids, and I don't know, take a shot.
Misa already have blaster. It's part of arm.
Look, I will pick it up, but let the record show. Kimmy, are you getting this? Balbor Sheems is a man of peace. This is just theatrics, okay? Just theatrics. That's
as you wrestle the blaster pistol from the pinned battle droid.
Yes.
Oh, I come down on that one with my lightsaber. Like, I just hold my lightsaber out and ignite it through its head now that we're done with it.
Yep. Deceased is now easier to wrestle the blaster pistol from its grasp. Okay. So you guys are headed out of the bar then?
Yeah, we're gonna try to get out of here and go to this hangar.
Get the hell out.
Fabian, because you know the way, I assume you're taking the lead.
Yes. Lightsaber in my hand, not on, but like it's
ready.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's ready to carve some people up.
So as you open the door to the bar, it is immediately apparent to you that this station is in bad condition. There are fires going. There are large ruptures in some of the walls. Debris is sort of falling. There are wires hanging from the ceiling, some of them sparking rather suspiciously. There is a little bit of shaking from blaster fire from fighters on the outside. You can hear more blaster fire in some of the nearby corridors from what sound like more battle droids. But managing to sort of work your way around, you start leading them through the hallways. About 5 or 6 minutes go by. Once or twice you have to pull everyone against a wall to stop as you wait for a passing troop of battle droids to go by, and you dart through again. As you're getting closer to the hangar, you at one point start across a hallway, and you see what looks like a corpse of a human man, blonde hair, sort of disheveled. It looks like he's got a large metal piece of debris sticking out of him, but no battle droids in sight. And as you start to move, suddenly he raises his arm off as you realize, oh, this guy's not dead. And he's like, hey, I need you. I need help.
I get down and I use like the scanner in my helmet to kind of tell everybody the obvious that this man is clearly not long for this galaxy. like see like all the vitals kind of like
Yeah.
and like okay, and I'm like, all right, what's wrong? What like not what's wrong? I can see what's wrong. It's protruding from you. What can I do?
It doesn't look good, does it?
Not at all.
So I know I'm not coming with y'all, but I need something to go with y'all. And he
Okay.
holds out his hand, pulls something from his pocket. In his bloody hand, there is about 2 inches in diameter, what looks like a miniaturized astromech droid's dome, but like very small and handheld on about an inch thick base.
I wiped the blood off on Thabor's robe.
And as you take a look at this little deactivated droid thing, he's like, that little guy is HSD3, and you need to make sure that these droids don't get a hold of him.
HSD3.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, I'll guard him with my life. But why?
You guys need to go now. I can tell you the rest via comlink, but you cannot be here.
Buddy, I don't know
find
how
me.
long that comlink conversation is going to last. You need to tell me now.
You need to go now. They're coming for me.
Okay, you... I have an idea. Tell me not to if you don't like it.
Okay.
I ignite my lightsaber. I cut this guy loose. And because Fabian has like settings on the saber for like to be in the fighting pit, and if he doesn't want to kill somebody, you know, he'll turn it down so he can just beat somebody's ass. He adjusts the power settings on the lightsaber just enough to like, it's gonna hurt this guy, but like tries to cauterize some of this wound. So
Well,
that, like,
I was
so that,
actually-
the
I
moment
had
he
it-
stands up, doesn't start bleeding out, or Zuzo, if you have a better suggestion.
Well, I was gonna say, like, if this guy was pinned and he's got to stay where he is, I was just gonna do him a friendly gesture, and D6 has a little back to spray to just, you know, ease his pain.
Okay.
yeah,
That's what I was thinking.
The back to spray starts to sort of ease the pain a bit, but it does not help the large strut of metal that has pierced his body and pinned him to this wall.
Now, Thalbor is going to kneel down and get right up in this guy's face. And Thalbor looks at him and says, look, I didn't want to have to play hardball with you, but these guys, very strong, very powerful, but nowhere near as strong and powerful as my friends. You might have heard of them. They're called the Hutts. Now, you might not make it out of here, but I'm assuming that you have family somewhere elsewhere. And so help me, if you want those family members to live another day and not end up on the Poodoo list of the Hutt clan, you're going to tell us who you are and what the hell's going on with this droid.
My name is Griff Ryza. These pirates are after them because it contains part of a map to an old separatist droid factory.
Separatist droid factory. What is that? This is 2 years into a new government. We're talking about 2 governments ago. What is going on?
You see, it wasn't because it's the turbo zappers.
For the record, I was always on your side.
Now you guys need to go. Forgot my own notes. You need to go to the city of Elia on the planet Vuma.
Vuma. I love Vuma.
Okay.
I'm very popular on Vuma. Where's Vuma?
There's an old woodworking
Let
shop.
me be a Vuma.
Bring this droid to Donric Callan,
Domric Cowan.
Callan.
and you will be
Donric
compensated.
Oh, well. That's my
But you need
favorite
to
part.
leave now. They're
Uh,
coming for me.
And what's so special about you, I might ask?
What's so special about me is the fact that I have this droid, and this droid needs to not be with me when they find me.
And is there anybody in the HSD3 family that I can contact about billing?
Donric will compensate you, but you need to go now. I can give you more details via comlink. We can keep this conversation going, but it is a matter of moments before they arrive here.
All right, come on,
Okay.
let's get going.
All right, Diet Sith Lord, lead the way.
Again. No J word, no S word. Last time I say it before you get stunned and your mouth flaps.
Well,
Do you understand me, Hammerhead?
I don't have
Well-
free speech in the New Republic. What's the point?
Is you a great Jedi, sir?
Oh, please. Don't. Okay. I'd rather you just call me a Sith. I'd
Smells like a
rather
great Jedi.
I
Just saying.
will shoot you both and take this droid by myself. I won't even do it with a lightsaber. I will just shoot you. I will shoot you both in your kneecaps, especially your giant bulbous ones, Hammerhead. Last
Hey.
warning for both of you. What?
First of all, I resent that comment. I knew Hammerhead. He was a great guy. Second of all, your force is not as powerful as the law. You harm me, you get harmed. Where it hurts, in the wallet. We'll see how much that lightsaber hilt is worth. All right? Let's go.
I,
And,
under my
as
breath,
you're-
say something to the effect of, they will never find your body.
As I assume this was happening as you guys were walking away from
Yeah.
this. And your
Yeah.
comlink does pipe up after a moment, being like, "Is it working now? Can you hear me?"
Loud and clear, buddy. Loud and clear.
Okay. So Donrick can compensate you, and you need to make sure that droid gets to him. It's part of a very large operation we're working on together. There's a lot of people after these droids.
Why are you rebuilding the separatist army?
We're not. We're trying to find it for. And at this point, you hear clang, 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 heavy metal against heavy metal coming from his end of the comm link.
Goddamn clankers. Okay, I can hear him coming. Why are you trying to find the separatist remnant?
And you hear like a loud crash, like the comm link is just being thrown to the side. And you hear, "Hello, salvage. Long time no see." And in response, a heavily mechanized voice. You can't tell if it's from a droid or if it's from an organic being who's had it modulated through some helmet or something. But it says, well. Griff Riser. Seems like we finally caught up with you. How about we play this the easy way? And you hand over that little droid of yours.
I want to say real quick, I have the comm link he gave us in the helmet so that I can capture it. And if we need to go back to it, we have this
Okay.
recorded in the helmet.
So just to be clear, we left Griff. Griff is not as badly injured. He's got the little bacta, but he's still on the floor. And two voices approached him with some droids.
It's the one voice that approached him. But it sounded like a lot of heavy metal and a set of heavier footsteps than the rest.
And who referenced Salvage? This new robotic voice?
No. Griff referenced Salvage.
Oh, Salvage alias is speaking.
Yes.
Okay. Whoever Salvage is speaking.
Yes.
Gotcha.
You also love salvage.
And
I try to be friends with them.
Griff says, "All right, Salvage, let's skip the formalities. You know I don't have the droid on me. So why don't you just get me loose from this thing and take me to my father and we can sort all this out. I'm afraid it's not going to be happening this way. It's really unfortunate that when we found you, you're already dead." And you hear a hard piece of metal cracking bones, and you hear the sharp sound of static as Griff begins to scream in agony, and after a few moments goes silent.
Okay, so Thought turns to both guys. On the record, I never heard that. Off the record, can we pull that audio from his helmet when you have a moment?
Already saved in there, don't we worry.
And then you
but
hear
Thought James was never present for any murders.
You
hear
know what?
Salvage
Well,
say-
that'll depend on how everything turns out and how many friends you actually have across the galaxy.
And Salvage says, "Lock down this station. Make sure no ship gets away. I want that droid."
Oh.
And then the
Okay.
transmission cuts out.
Love that. So we've been walking as we've been listening. How close are
Yes.
we to 63?
Basically, right as that happens, you guys enter the hangar, which has a little label under it that references the ship that is within. The ship is called the Ionized Bastard.
Hell yeah. Spell with an E, baby.
Yeah, it is.
The
And you,
Ionized Bastard. It's not really what I would have gone with, but I can dig it.
And you open the door, and there is currently a pretty fresh corpse on the ground that looked like it was heading for this ship not too long ago before it got shot in the back. But there is what looks like a modest cargo ship, YT 2400 model, currently still landed and looks to be intact.
Thalbor says, wait. Let me search this guy. I search the body.
Okay.
Do you have like no shame? Just a general level of shame here.
And then Zuso. Oh, go ahead.
That's all.
And then Zuso sends D6 up just to like check inside the ship.
Okay.
Like up into its ramp.
Just to make sure that, like, you know, the
D6 goes up the ramp as Thalbor is searching the body. You find about 38 credits.
Ah, thank God.
You're gonna split that, right?
Finder's fee.
Oh,
So what were you looking for? Were you looking like, I want to give you the benefit of the doubt that you were looking for an access key or
you
something
find
that would be
his
useful.
personal identification and a photo of him with what looks like his family.
Oh, lovely.
I will send a very nice basket full of
his 38 credits.
Kimmy, what do we have? We in the office we have Ronto wraps, and we have no. Kimmy's beeping. Thalbor's talking, and Thalbor's like, well, you know, we send them the Melu runs from Lothal. Our guy on Lothal, just to the family. Thank you.
I very flippantly yank the identification card from his hands with the force and go, what was his middle name? Just right now. Like what was it?
I would like you to know that I feel like I am a citizen of every world, and it doesn't matter what his name is because that was a human life and that is sacred.
You look down and he is very clearly Umbaran.
I just very, very clearly losing patience, but realizing I'm going to have to choose to be patient to avoid a violent outburst. Like gingerly tuck it back into his breast pocket and just kind of tap it and just kind of like brush his shoulders and just take a deep breath.
What? Is there something wrong with knowing all the angles of a situation?
D6 comes down and reports to you that the ship is clear.
Oh, finally.
Thank the force.
Lisa can get on board, sir.
Now, I don't mean to be a buzzkill, but who's planning on flying this thing? Because I'm
already headed towards the cockpit. Sit down.
Okay, great. Just checking.
So, Faven, you sit down in the pilot's seat.
I can
the
co-pilot
finally, and just like for a moment, waiting for Zuzo, just like hands resting on the controls, head in my hands, just like a lot of deep breaths, like trying to stay in control. Like it's not even like the kind of thing you and I talked about before, Michael. It's just that like level of like, Jesus Christ, you are all just I'm gonna snap. it's Thalbor is just a lot to take in a high tension situation.
That is fair.
And so Zuso, you sit down in the co-pilot seat next to him. So Zuso, go ahead as Faben takes the ship out of the hangar. Go ahead and make an astrogation check for me. I guess it's also prevalent for me to ask, where are y'all going?
I assume we are going to I forgot to type it out, but the planet Vuma.
Vuma, thank you. Vuma.
Okay. So go ahead.
I'm so looking forward to sending a picture of the notes I've been taking to all of you for you to see how hysterically I've misspelled
You mean
everything.
this?
I
Where
I
I wrote it with an A originally and then changed it to an E.
I
That's
didn't take
beautiful.
any freaking notes. So I'm just gonna have to go off your guys'.
My character sheet is digital and my notes are in print. I'm just
I
been
love
going
it.
back and forth between the two of them.
So Dan, make an astrogation check with a
Okay.
difficulty of 2.
4 yellow and 2 purple. All right, let's roll them dice. Woo! Sorry, 4 successes and 2 advantages.
Oh,
Okay. So very quickly, you find the navigational coordinates. It's not too far away. It's just a 1 hyperspace jump away, but it is outside of Hutt Space. But still not too far off. You punch in the coordinates, and you guys are ready for a jump to hyperspace before any of the fighters have noticed you.
wonderful. I would like, Michael, like, I don't know how to really initiate this, but can Thalbor poke his head now into the cockpit and look at the information that Zuzo just pulled up, and maybe
totally.
use can I use like my either Outer Rim or Underworld, one of those two, to try to
Yeah,
parse?
make a knowledge outer rim check.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
With a difficulty of 3.
Okay. Perfect. So that's intellect.
I love this stuff.
It's great. Yeah. So it should be. So it's a 3 intellect, but I have 2 greens, and then I have a rank, so that's a yellow. And you said 2 difficulty.
3 difficulty.
3 difficulty.
Should we all make the check?
If you want,
approximating this?
you're more than welcome to.
This is a. Oh, go
A
ahead.
knowledge outer rim check to see if you know anything about Vuma.
So it's 2 advantages and 2 failures.
Okay.
I also got 1 advantage. So
Okay.
however that shakes out with what info dump we may or may not get.
Okay.
2 advantages, 2 failures for me. 1 advantage for him.
For me,
And now
Yeah,
for
if you don't have to roll if you don't want to, but
roll it up. 1 advantage.
all right. None of you really know that much about Vuma. You know that it is not officially loyal to any sort of galactic government.
Thank God.
It's not Imperial territory. It's not New Republic. It's not Hutt.
Certainly not separatist.
It's
Those
definitely
are
not
all
the
the
separatists.
droid parts is there.
And it's mostly pretty unremarkable.
Are there
Great,
natives?
great,
or should I
great black
expect,
market. Great black market there.
Should I expect friends of all
you
shapes
would
and
know.
sizes?
You get the sense it is populated.
Okay. We're looking at cities, villages.
Oh, dude,
you wouldn't know any of that based on how y'all rolled.
Okay. All right.
Damn it. I'm assuming that it's a great place for the black market.
So as you guys set in the navigational coordinates, just as a couple of the fighters start to notice your ship, Fabe and you make the jump to hyperspace, and that's where we're going to end this first episode.
Nice.
Man.
Good ending,
Excellent,
bro.
excellent.
Good ending. I like this.
That was great.
That was awesome. Thank you all so much for watching the first episode of Ionized Bastards. I am very excited about this series. I've been trying to get around to doing it for a long time, and finally, we've gotten around to it here at All Remaining Systems. Now, the plan is to release episodes once every 2 weeks, so every other Wednesday. However, admittedly, right now, I am transitioning between jobs and also moving, and so who knows what could happen in the coming upcoming and immediate future. But if you follow my Twitter at Local First Order, I will be sure to post regular updates as to when new episodes are coming out. But I'm going to try my best to stick to that schedule. But with my stuff being crazy right now, and also, it's pretty dependent on the schedules of my players as well. So we're going to do the best we can. Again, follow me on Twitter for updates. But if you're interested in some other content on the channel, I recently released my new short story, There Is No Emotion. It is the finale to a trilogy of short stories I've written called the Code Trilogy. You can find them all on a playlist on the channel. And be sure to check out Broaxium and Nerd Academy and Octo Radio as well. All great shows from Alden, Jared, and Dan, my players. So, yeah, thank you all so much for watching, guys. Toodaloo.